Hey there, thank you very much for joining me. So I want to quickly, or as quickly as I can, show you Tailwind. Now, I absolutely adore Tailwind for scheduling content into Pinterest. This right here is my little secret weapon that takes hours of work through the week and puts it into a very, very, very small time frame. Now, it is a paid program. It's $15 a month, or if you buy it annually, you do get a saving, and I think it works out $119, so you do get a decent saving on that. But it is so worth the money. It's really easy to set up. You log into it with your Pinterest details. It links to your account. It pulls all your boards and everything in there. It gives you stats and analytics about your profile. And it gives you all this fun information, so you can set up a posting schedule based on when people are actively looking. So when your audience is actively looking at your account, that sets you up to be seen more, get your content seen, and hopefully get people interacting with you more. It gives you great little tips on getting started with Tailwind, optimizing your Pinterest profiles, so much. And there's this great little, I use Google Chrome. And you get a great little extension which plugs in, and that means you can save content into Tailwind from anywhere on the web. So if I quickly have a look at Pinterest, you'll know when you go to your home feed that you can save content, which everyone can do. We can all do it. It's really easy. We'll scroll through, see something we like, we click save, and it goes from there. So let's say I want to save that one. Why not? We'll do the first one. It's easier than trying to look for something. If I open this up, I find the board I want to put it on. Like this board is one of my personal ones, so I've got it put in sections. And I click save, and it goes to that board. Now that's great, but if we're going to sit and do that through the feed, we're going to get a lot of content going onto our profiles in one big lump, and that doesn't really help us spread out the content for other people to see, and it doesn't really, it can be a little bit hit and miss. One of the things that you do need to try and do with Pinterest, is spread that content out so it's done regularly. So as you can see, this little Tailwind logo clicks in, you press that. This is directly from within Pinterest as well. It comes up with the pin, the details. You have a look down. I don't know why they're telling me I want a free trial, because I'm definitely not. Oh, it's upgraded, that's why. Yeah, so there are a few different, oh no, he's trying to schedule to Instagram. Hold on a second, what is going on here? That's not right. Yeah, I'm looking at the wrong thing, sorry guys. Yes, click in there. We'll go to Pinterest, not Instagram. That makes more sense, right? So once you've got your image put in, you find which board you want to put this into. So I have one here for minimalism and decluttering. Why not? Now, because I'm adding this same board to two different boards, I could put these in and use an interval. So this kind of breaks it up. So 54 days, starting on July the 8th. So these are the dates that it's going to go onto this board. These are the times. Now, if I choose optimized, it'll find times that are happy for, that are going to be busy and popular on my profile. I press set interval, press schedule, and that's it. That is scheduled to Pinterest. I don't have to do anything around it. Tailwind will do everything for me after that. That's how you do it directly from Pinterest. Now, you can save to Pinterest from YouTube. Something that I love to do. I'm going to save this Mel Robbins video. I absolutely adore her, and everything she talks about. 5-Second Rule is a great book. If you haven't read it or listened to it, definitely recommend it. I listened to the Audible in one day. Now, when you click to share to Pinterest, it does come up with the Pinterest little window, which we're used to, and from within there, you can schedule into Tailwind. So that's what I'm going to do. So click that. Again, it comes up with the Tailwind option. I'm definitely saving it to Pinterest this time. Type board name. So this one is about depression. So I have regard for mental health issues, and I don't know. We'll just stick to that one for now. So mental health issues. Now, because it's only one, I can click that and add that to my queue, or I can set a custom time. I'm just going to add it to the queue. Okay, close that window. It's done. And you can do that from anywhere around the blog. So if you're reading a blog and you see something you really like, you can click on the Tailwind. It will give you all the images that are available, and then they come up on your queue. So if we go back into Tailwind, you'll see that I'm still looking at the wrong account. There we go. Oh dear, what am I doing? Right, there we go. That's better. Right, this right here is my Pinterest schedule. Now, I've done this based on when is most popular around my account, when my account is most active and people are looking at it. I do seem to have a lot of times that are outside, kind of, you know, like through the night, like 2 a.m. I think that's my pins being seen by people in America. So I'm trying to kind of change that around a little bit by reducing the times that I pin here to try and encourage more movement through the day. So these dark ones are times I already have set up ready to use. These with the little plus sign are suggested time slots that Tailwind have found when my audience is online. So if I want to, I can click that. It tells me, and then it adds another slot into my week. So there's another one on Saturday, and we'll do one for Sunday evening. There we go. All right, that just adds up my slot. And this is so easy to do. You can generate a smart schedule, and it works on the times, like as I say, your board is popular, your content's popular, and your audience is online. Now, when you go into scheduled pins, I do have quite a lot on there already. It might be difficult to find the ones I've just put on actually, because they will go, when you schedule content, it goes to the end of the list. So I've got 353 pins scheduled. So if I click onto my second page, we'll go to the end and we'll be able to see what I've just scheduled. Where is it? There we go. I've got lots of stuff. I use Tailwind to put all my content online. I very rarely actually save directly to Pinterest anymore. I'm paying for it, so I may as well use it. That's my theory. So if we click down here, you'll see I have random bits, film and TV, all the fun stuff that I look at, and blog posts. There we go. There's a few of my blog posts I wrote that are going into different boards. And when we get to, where's the list? These are the different ones. Alright, these have all got locks on because I actually set a schedule for these, because they were set previously. I can't do it, I'm going too far anyway. But once you get on, you have this view here, which gives you all the details of your blog. So you can select which board it goes on, you can amend the comments, and you can also change the schedule that it's set up for. And then on this side, you've got a quick overview of your schedule. Now, if you click Shuffle Queue, which I like to do, especially if you're adding a lot of content that goes to multiple boards, clicking Shuffle, like setting them all up in Tailwind and then shuffling your queue just kind of breaks it up a little bit. So when people do visit your profile, they're not going to see the same pin 5 times, or whether it's to the same board or different boards. So you click Yes, Shuffle My Queue. You give it a few seconds to kind of do its magic, and all it does is takes everything that is on your schedule that's not locked, so nothing with a padlock, and it just shuffles them around, mixes them up, and allows you just to not worry about it too much. It's going to break that content up and make sure it's pinning to different boards at different times. The other function is to empty slots. So you saw I put in an extra slot, which is now shown up there at 7:08 p.m. with nothing in it. So if you do end up with either empty slots where you've added new slots, or if you've gone through and deleted content that you've had setup, you can click fill in time slots, and all that does is move everything up, so you've got no empty time slots. It just fills those little gaps in, keeps them in the same order, just moves them all closer together. So again, takes a few seconds, but it makes Pinterest scheduling so easy. So if you've got some, like for mine, I write blog posts and then I have one image on each of those blog posts, which I then schedule into Pinterest onto multiple boards. If you have something that's photograph based, you could select, if you have 2 or 3 different photographs on each of your posts, you can select the different images from that same post and have them go into the same boards or different boards. And again, depending on how you want to do it, you can set them straight into your queue, or you can schedule them at different times with a certain interval. And the interval is customizable up to 90 days. I think it goes from 10 minutes to 90 days. So you can spread them out quite far. And this doesn't want to play now. What's it doing? I think it's had enough. Come on. It's not going to do it for me. Let's see. Oh no. For some reason, when I record it, sometimes it doesn't like to share the screen. So hopefully it's going to behave any second now. It's not going to freeze on me. Try closing and stuff now. The cat's on. How's that? Doesn't want that. We love Tailwind. See if that works. Don't know why, for some reason, when I try to record my screen, it freezes. It doesn't let things work. It's definitely having that done. Okay, exit page. Let's try and move that on. There we go. There we go. Right, we're back. So we're back in Pinterest, and let's get back to where we were. Dashboard overview. I'll show you this. So yeah, the schedule is really that quick and simple if you're saving from anywhere else. The dashboard keeps you up to date on what's happening lately. So how many repins, how many come directly from your domain, your followers, and it just keeps you up to date with everything that's happening. Now, I'm going to show you, I've shown you scheduled pins. If we go to your schedule, again, I've shown you this one. This is where you get to edit and change your smart schedule. Again, this is based on when people are active, how many slots you want. If you want to add slots, you can either do it based on the popular times, or if you've got a day like my Monday's only got 4 slots. If I wanted to add another one in, add time slot, we'll do, I don't know, we've got a big gap there between 4:49. We'll say around 6 o'clock. We'll add another slot in there. There we go, we've just added one in. And if you've got a day like Friday, see there's 2 here that are the same next to each other, you can delete a slot, okay? Or you can, let's see, you can change a slot. So click on it, move that little slider, and oops, I didn't this one. Do that one. Move that slider along, update time slot, and it changes that time. Again, that just tweaks your schedule a little bit. The darker the colour, the more active your profile is at that time. Now, board lists are great if you've got something that you put to several boards consistently. So you go into your new board list, type board name. Let's see, we've got mental health. do that one, self-care. So if I had something that works on all three of those boards, it just makes it a little bit quicker when you're scheduling. You can have as many boards as you want on these. This is great if you do different projects. And this new feature, which I absolutely adore, a lot of us now do a lot of our marketing on Instagram, and it makes it a little bit difficult and a little bit awkward. But what you can do when you sync your account, it usually pulls in all the images, and it hasn't done. Why hasn't it? Okay, you can sync your Instagram account to Tailwind. So we'll sign in. Sign in with your usual Instagram details, and it pulls in your Instagram feed. There we go, pulls in your Instagram feed. And you can, so this one has been published. You can see I've published a couple of them, and some of them I haven't. Now, if you, right, we'll do this one. So schedule that. It's not going to go to that board. I'm going to put it in my food board. There we go. And again, it pulls in the description from Instagram, or you can change that around, whatever you want to do. And then you can save it as a draft and edit it later, or you can click schedule, and that will add to your Pinterest schedule. Now, as I say, I don't really do much marketing on Instagram. However, if I did, which I know a lot of people do, this would be a great way to actually get things off Instagram onto Pinterest really, really easily. You just need to make sure you put something on Instagram where people can kind of follow you a little bit further or get hold of some information. And that is pretty much it. That is how you schedule on Tailwind. As I said, this saves hours of content. You're not having to save and repost information. You can save while you're traveling. So if you're traveling, if you're browsing the web, so if you've got blogs or sites that you like to look at, you can save as you go, and you can schedule them into Tailwind, schedule on some right boards that you want to put them on, and you don't have to worry about it. You don't really have to think about it after that. You can go into the insights, which Tailwind is really good for. I get a weekly insight email, which tells me how many pins I've had this week compared to next week, and how many repins and new followers I've had from this week compared to next week. The excuse me, the insights are great as well. They tell you how active your pins are, what's getting the most interaction. It's just very similar to what's on Google, Pinterest Analytics. It's just done in a slightly different way, and it shows you all through Tailwind. It allows you then to reschedule content if you want to. But that is it. That is Tailwind. That is how quickly you can do it. So all of these posts, if I were to go in and schedule these posts one at a time, it would take me a very long time, like a very, very long time, which I don't have, so I'm not going to do it. Whereas, what is that? I can sit here and go through this schedule on Tailwind, and I can build it up as I go. It takes minutes of my day. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to think about it. So definitely recommend. As I say, for the sake of $15 a month or $119 a year, it's an investment in your business that can grow your stats exponentially with very, very minimal effort. There is, the one thing I did want to show you, if you create a new pin, you can actually upload images directly into Tailwind. So if you do have, let's say quotes, they're a good one. If you've written blog posts that have some really good snippets of information or videos or something like that you want to relate back to your website, you can upload images directly into Tailwind from your desktop. You can then attach that to a board, write a description, and enter a link for it to go into. So that's a really good way to bulk upload pins if you've got content that's not yet published. If you want to upload them into Tailwind before your actual blog content is published, and then obviously set your schedule to start after the blog's published online. So again, I hope that was helpful. It was a very quick run through. If you want to grab a free trial, you can do that by following this link. It is debbiebradley.co.uk/Tailwind, and that will take you to the sign up page for a Tailwind account. That'll give you a free trial. You get about 100 pins. Oops, that's gone to Pinterest. That'll get you a free trial for 100 pins. So again, debbiebradley.co.uk/Tailwind. All right, I will speak to you soon. Good luck, have fun. If you need anything, give me a shout. Speak to you soon. Bye.